Rashford had a party hours after the derby on Sunday night. Were you aware of that? And did you approve of that?
Yes, I am aware of it. I spoke with him about it. It's unacceptable. I told him, he apologized, and yeah, that's it.
And that's case closed? It's fine.
No, for the rest it's an internal matter.
Yeah. Thank you.
That would appear to suggest that it's maybe not over. You say it's an internal matter. Was there a fine or anything like that that's followed that?
As I say, it's an internal matter.
People will look at what Marcus did and say that he's just not tuned in to what you demand in the team. How can that be? Because you're always very clear. It's about team spirit. We're all fighting together. In fact, you had to sort of drop him last season, didn't you? I think it was the Wolves game for late timekeeping. So how can he make another mistake like this?
I think your suggestion is not right. He's fitting in. He's very motivated to put things right. I know which effort he's putting in. He's totally with us.
But if it's unacceptable, to use your word, he's not fitting in, is he? It's unacceptable.
So he makes a mistake, but it doesn't say he's fitting in. I see him every day in the training, what he's doing. I know. So you make one mistake, but what he also off the pitch, what he's doing, how he lives, and I'm sure he's doing everything right, and to help the team and to perform and to let us win.
And just on Marcus, finally, Erik, you've dropped players before when they've gone against the standards and rules you set. Will Marcus be available tomorrow to play?
He's available.
Yeah. And can I ask, you're the fifth permanent manager of Manchester United in the last 10 years. Big managers like Louis van Gaal have won lots of trophies, different clubs all over the world. Jose Mourinho, same. They've come here and failed. Does that not suggest that it's not the fault of the managers here, it's the system, the structure in place at the club is not designed for sustained success?
It's possible. I'm convinced, and yeah, sometimes you have difficult periods, and when we stick together and we are together, then we come through these difficult periods.
But do you think the structure here at the club, as it is now, is set up for this club to be successful in terms of the whole way the football side is structured?
I wouldn't work there when I thought it wasn't right.
Thank you.
Marcus on the pitch, is he starting from a slightly deeper position for you this season compared to when he was scoring a lot more last season? And just on this week as well, was he on the bench because of the weekend, or was it separate?
No, if you have seen, we rotated more in that game, and he is not. It is not our intention to positioning him lower, so deeper on the pitch. No, he has to be close as possible to the opponent's goal, because there are his qualities. There he is so. For us, so important, and he will so much contribute to our success, and so we have to get him there as a team, and he will, as individual also, he has to move, make his movements to arrive in the right moments, so his timing, and I'm sure it will be back.
Yeah. Erik, what do you do personally to handle the pressure? Because the spotlight on this club is probably greater than any club in the world. Particularly when it's not going so well. Do you find it a lonely place? Is there something you do away from the ground, the training ground, to cope with it all?
I do nothing different in my former periods, because in the end of the day it's about 11 against 11, and it's refereeing, and you have so the opponent, you have to face the opposition, and you have to prepare the team, and you do that by on the training pitch. You do that in the week here on Carrington to prepare the team as good as possible as a team and as individuals.
There must be an impact on you though, Erik. You're not a robot. There must be an impact on you, the pressure of this club and of this job, and watching the team play badly. You must have an impact on you.
So always when the team is not playing well, you think about it to get it right. But for the rest, I'm not thinking about things away from the team, and of course sometimes I have to go into that question before. Also, I need my relaxation to get the energy, but for now it's 24/7, you think about how do I get this right.
When you spoke to us on Wednesday, you said that you wanted to take responsibility, but you also said it was the duty of the players to take their share of the responsibility. But can you trust them to take that responsibility if you've got a situation when in a really bad moment one of your senior players in Marcus Rashford has made quite a silly mistake?
So yeah, I have to take the responsibility, and yes, yeah, it's a shared responsibility, and yeah, I trust the players. And again, I've seen many moments in those months I've been here, and also lately, that they fight. There is the spirit, and for instance, the return against Brentford.
Michael.
Hi, Erik.
Hi.
In the last 6 matches, you've made half-time changes in 5 of them. Why is that?
You want to let the team play better, and so we have a squad, and when I think the team needs a change, and then to win the game, and you make the change, for instance, and I think some were very good. That changes the game, and it was in our favor, and because we have that squad, so you have to use the squad.
And do you maybe look back at some of those games and think that actually the starting 11 hasn't always been correct in those games?
I don't think that is the case, but also you have to play out of the result. If you are leading, if it's a draw, if you are losing, then it's also about game management.
Last question, Carl.
Mr. Ten Hag, after the victory over FC Copenhagen, Paul Scholes asked you how you find the right balance in your midfield. You said you have to make changes at the back, and those changes at the back sometimes opens up the midfield, and therefore you struggle. How do you address that struggle and find the right balance in what you want from your midfield to do?
But when you don't have a consistent back four, so when the routines are not there, then especially the way I want to play, where everyone is attacking, everyone is defending, and so the routines are then very important. And when it's not the case, sometimes the midfield is exposed, so it's not the fault of the midfield, and I can't also blame the back four because the routines are not always there. And in top football, it's going so quickly. And when you don't take the right position in the right moment, so 11 players, then the midfield can look exposed, and what you don't want, and what have an impact on the game. But we have to get back to the routines. But also then you have to play with a consistent team.
Last month, you also said you believe Manchester United were very successful in terms of regaining possession. How do you make sure when your team does regain the possession, they get a shot on goal rather than, say, losing it again very quickly?
We can do that better, and I explained it also, I think, in one of the previous press conferences. And we worked on that with the players, and I'm convinced they will transfer that into the matches.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.